Could 2024 be your year to find that special someone? A recent survey by the dating app Bumble shows that singles are shifting their views on love, some even crossing generational lines to find their perfect match. Professional matchmaker Vanessa Sescila from It's Just Lunch Chicago joins us live now here in the studio with the top dating trends expected in the new year. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Now, let's get right to it. What were some of the top dating trends that defined this past year, 2023?
So many interesting ones. Well, let's start off with the Golden Bachelor, right? Like, that was huge. Opened up new horizons for people wanting to date in their elder years. So everyone's like, wow, if he could do it, I could do it too. And they're having fun with it. Chat GPTs, like AI writing tools, that was a big thing too. Crafting everything from flirty texts to bios. So that's when you're like, okay, am I talking to a person or not a real person?
Would this be real or not?
Yeah, that gets sticky. Also, dating app burnout. A lot of people took a step back and they tried to date organically on their own. And at It's Just Lunch, we saw a surge. We have so many new clients because they need a little help navigating and, getting, if you're really into finding a relationship, hire a matchmaker.
Well, and yeah, speaking of It's Just Lunch, and that more organic meet. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. So people want their values to align, right? I think that's really important when you're looking for somebody. You want those common interests. So what we do is we find those common interests for you. So we're basing the matches on compatibility because that's really important to people. You want those common grounds, things to talk about. We talked about, as you said, the age thing. Age is no longer an issue because you know what? There's 20-year-olds that sit on the couch all day and there's 80-year-olds that run marathons. So it's more about what the person is bringing to the table as far as a relationship, as far as how healthy they are, how active they are, or lack of, if you don't want it to be those types of things. So everybody's different in what they're looking for.
Yes.
And I always say the most important thing is quality over quantity. You don't need to go on 18 dates in a week, right? It's about going on one date, really focusing on one person at a time and seeing if that potentially can be your next partner, and I think listening, people put down the phones and really focus on who's in front of you, body language, eye contact, and all of that is super important.
And like we had talked about, honing in on that, people being able to kind of pick out what things that they like versus, looking at numbers for ages. We're going with more quality and all of that. And so moving on with about trends, what are we going to see? Are we going to see any changes coming up in the new year in light of what you had just talked about?
Yeah, I think people are going to be dating more intentionally, really putting themselves out there. I think it's so important for everybody going into a dating world. If you're having a hard time, take a step back. It's not a problem to take a break from the dating world. And when you're ready, you'll know. Again, going back to the Golden Bachelor, I think dating at any age is a huge thing. You can feel confident. Maybe you don't want to get married. Maybe you don't want to have kids, but go for what you're looking for. There's going to be something out there, and it's never too late to find love.
Well, thank you so much, Vanessa, for joining us. You'll find more on the top dating trends of 2024 on our website. That's abc7chicago.com.